One content creator can be such a huge business, especially if they're a really creative person. Lately, I realized this is the strategy that big media companies used before streaming and individual content creation became really popular. For example, in the day, a record label named Brown Pitbull Records would have an artist named Hemi. Hemi, on his own, makes music and maybe does some production. But the label, in order to make his music successful, provides him with a team that will create album covers, create distribution networks, splice content in different ways to promote him and his upcoming project, manage the content across his platforms by changing thumbnails, re-uploading songs and videos, changing titles to be more engaging, creating other types of recurring revenue. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot, bro. And if this content creator is also an entrepreneur, they need someone who will create websites for their products and services, manage the sales and revenue, do marketing, do customer service, just to name a few, and fulfillment. Now, not that it's impossible, but you'd have to make a lot of sacrifices to pull off doing all that by yourself. And on a long enough time horizon, it's not sustainable. You'll just break. Like, I don't care, even if you're taped. If you had to do everything by yourself, you would break eventually. Record labels also have years of connections and experience. Oh, fuck. Right. This is why I will never get signed, by the way. Like, the fact that, the label gets you a team. Fuck. Okay. Record labels also have years of... I'm reading here, okay? And I skipped the line. Fine. Record labels also have years of experience and connections. So that's why they can make hundreds of millions and even billions from your music. But the signed artist still gets very little of that because they're basically only a manufacturer. The label leverages the artist's persona as a personal brand, but the artist doesn't own the system that makes his music make that much money. So they can't get a huge cut from the system because, like, when you look at the system as a whole, they are not such a big part of it. Not to be offensive, but it's a system that can be applied to any product and manufacturer. And when you're a signed artist, you are basically the product. You are the product that manufactures itself. That one I didn't write down. But, okay. This is what Jay-Z meant when he said, "I'm not a businessman, I'm a businessman." I think that's how he said that part. So now with all the tools available to us today, you can build a website without knowing either coding or web development. You can start a media company without ever being on camera. Anybody can do the same thing record labels used to do with their artists on their own. And since now you own the distribution network as well, you get a much larger cut. You're at the top of the hierarchy because you've built the system. If one content creator can rake in millions per year, and record labels have multiple content creators, all holding a prominent spot within their genres and niches, is it any wonder that record label owners are billionaires? And the label also saves costs compared to an individual content creator who probably hires other freelancers because the label has salaried employees who work for a fixed rate but serve in multiple distribution systems for multiple artists. It's pure fucking genius. The reason artists choose to get signed is the same reason people get a job. It's because you are guaranteed a return on your inputs, even if you sacrifice the autonomy of owning your work. The common theme between an entrepreneur and an unsigned artist is that they both have a goal and at least one skill. But because they realize that because they're competing with companies and other people like them who have already built the systems necessary to grow, they also need to learn the variety of skills, mindsets, etc., and make the necessary connections in order for their businesses or brand to grow. They need to build their own system. So the signed artist and the person with the job are people who, you know what, fuck it, they don't want to build their own system. They're more comfortable being in someone else's system, at least for the time being. Danko says, the modern meta of business is someone who solves a problem in their life and then teaches other people how to do the same. I think that's what he said. I'm not quoting him verbatim, but that's the general theme. So if you are a nail technician or a panel beater or a mechanic, the best way to get more customers is to either teach what you do or make what you do seem more interesting. Ideally both, just how Alex Hormozy does. Similarly, if you run an internet cafe or you're freelancing through one, the best way to get more customers is to teach what you do or make it more entertaining. This is why you'll find me talking about my systems on my Swix'd on these videos, or my newsletters, or in the free and paid courses. As I write this, I haven't made those. So I understand that even if they're not perfect right now, they're functional enough. Then you just have to keep the product and the system evolving, which allows you to keep charging more, especially if it's a service-based system, because the more of your audience is aware of what you do, the more scarce your time is. Besides, you will naturally get better at what you do, thereby being able to offer the basic skill or product or service with the stack of other benefits that make you stand out from your competitors. Now you're a monopoly. Now you're not just a web developer, you're a web developer who does 1, 2, 3. Now you're not just a mechanic, you're a mechanic who does X, Y, and Z. Feel me? This is the modern meta. So if you like you could basically start your own record label this way. If you got a bunch of content creators together who just didn't have any vision for themselves and how to really grow, then you could be the one who builds a system for them using the variety of free platforms there are right now. And then you just build a system, you teach them what content they should make, how to make it, how often to post it, where and how to post, and then give it enough time. You kind of build a record label as a freelancer. Okay, I didn't write this down. This is just a guess I'm adding to the end of this video. But yeah, really, that's what you could do. Like it's kind of like in the tier system of AI awareness, where you don't have to be a content creator. You can just be a system builder for content creators so that their content flourishes. So you build a system, you can build a system for free, and you teach them how to use the tools for free, or you get someone else to use the tools. You build a small team. Like, bro, come on, don't tell me I need to extrapolate on this idea any further. You know, I mean, I feel like there's a lot you can say. It's just that at the moment my mind is racing, I'm overwhelmed, but I'm sure I'm gonna break this down like even better. Word, dude, you can start, like, you could be a manager, bro, without investing a single dime. Legit, you be